Yo, what up? This is your host with the most from coast to coast, JT, coming at you with another episode of the NFL Gauntlet. Playoffs? We talking about the playoffs? Are you kidding me? The NFL playoffs is here. So get ready to make your picks tonight. We got a lot of wild card matchups and everything. John Harbaugh out as the Ravens head coach, which was a topic discussed throughout the season on the show. We're going to get more into it with the Ravens fan JJ giving his thoughts on that. And then, of course, Do You Know Ball, sports more on the weeks, non-sports topics. We got everything for you guys. Happy New Year. In the first show of 2026, I have to my right, Jay Nelson. His Texans in the playoffs. 0-6 all-time in the road. Can they get it done? We're going to see. Then we got Detroit Dom over here. And, of course, JJ Jenkins. Good to see all you guys today. How are you doing? And we ready for the show. What's up?
I would like to make a note that the Lions are the number 9 seed, currently playing.
No. They are not number 9. They are number 1 seed in the Cancun playoffs. So they got a first round bye. Don't worry about it.
We are the number 9 seed. Highly anticipated matchup with our couch, or if it's in Cancun, highly anticipated matchup with sunblock and sand in our thong.
Fair enough.
This is actually the first time in Texas history that we don't play a playoff game at 4 p.m. Eastern on a Saturday. Also our first time as a wild card in the postseason. Ironically, we matched the franchise record for wins in doing so. So, let's see what happens. We got the Monday Nighter. So, y'all already know who I got.
Against Mike Tomlin and his 27 consecutive victories on Monday Night Football. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, without further ado, let's get the show started with the sports moron of the week, baby. Who is going to give us the most moronic, idiotic, stupid takes in sports? Who is going to start us with the sports moron rant? Who's going to kick it off in 2026?
You know, I had one, and then I went to research it further, and I realized, A, it wasn't so moronic, and B, more importantly, it ties into a later topic, so I don't have one anymore. Research stole my thunder. Because I heard it snippet on the radio, and I was like, this guy's out of his fucking mind. And then I went and found the article, and I was like, oh, no, forget everything I said. I agree 100%.
Okay. What, it have to do with Harbaugh or something like that?
It did.
Okay. Okay, then.
Okay. Let's not all jump at the same time.
Yeah.
No morons here.
I didn't have one, but I will say, RIP to all the SEC fans' rhetoric out there, because this is about to be the 3rd straight year that the Southeastern Conference is not involved in the national championship game. Their last hope, Ole Miss, not even participating. Their last hope, Ole Miss, fizzled out last night. In a great game, mind you. But let this talk be over with, okay? And this is coming from a Longhorns fan who's in the SEC, but this is to all you SEC fans who just cheer for the entire conference, okay? Let it alone. Pick a team in the SEC and stick to it. Enough of this all-conference fan thing that I have been, going off about for the last, almost 10 years now. You're the only conference that has fans of the entire conference. As you see, the Big Ten doesn't do this. You never see, okay, like Dom's a Michigan State fan. You will never see him cheer for the Wolverines in the name of the conference. Okay? JJ's Hurricanes are in the national championship. You will never see him cheer for Florida State in the name of the ACC.
Not a
You
chance.
fools out there, will be Auburn fans rooting for Alabama in a national title game in the name of the conference. You fools out there will be Florida fans rooting for Georgia in the national championship game in the name of the conference. You fools will be Bama fans rooting for LSU fans in the national title game in the name of the conference. You're the only dumbasses who do this shit. And now it's time for it to come to a stop because 1, 2, 3 years now, the SEC will not be involved in the national title game.
Also, a 4-10 record by said conference in the playoffs. 4-10. The SEC was like New York Jets bad in the playoffs this week.
They were. They actually were. I mean, again, Ole Miss played a pretty damn good game last night. They did, and AJ's
that was a great game.
You know, and he'll tell you. I sat here and watched the game. It was great. Trinidad Chambers is a hell of a player. It's a shame that they're denying him this. It's a shame they're denying him his 6-year eligibility and everything. But you know, you got Indiana, who blew out Alabama, by the way. And I'm sure that, you know, the majority of the public didn't see that coming, okay? But, yeah, Indiana favored to win this game coming up tonight. You know, it's a new time. We're witnessing a new shift. We don't know who's going to be the dominant conference now. But we definitely are witnessing a shift. That's all I had, James. Go ahead.
Sports moron of the week goes to the Eagles coach, Nick Sirianni, and his decision to rest the starters in the Week 18 game against the Washington Commanders, where you had opportunity to move up to the number 2 seed because the Chicago Bears lost to the Detroit Lions. Pretty much every team that had something at stake was playing their stuff. The Patriots were still playing their starters. All these other teams in the playoffs that had something at stake to move up to a higher seed, they did it. And you saw last season, the Eagles were the number 2 seed. Detroit Lions were number 1. They lose. And guess what happened? The Eagles end up hosting the NFC Championship. They go on to win the Super Bowl. So you're guaranteeing yourself more postseason games at the Link, which is a difficult place to play. So I understand you don't want people to get injured, but this is not the mindset. Having a fearful mindset is not the way. Scared money don't win in life. So it was a very bad decision, I think. We're going to see. I mean, I still think the Eagles are capable if they win this week and they go to Chicago and win, sure. But you know the history that Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni has never lost a home playoff game so far since they've been together. So that is what I'm betting on. So the way they handled it, I really disagree. It was not the right decision in my opinion.
You know, it is interesting that you had you guys were talking about the SEC, and it's like I'm surprised nobody had called out Mr. Paul Feinenbaum or Tenenbaum.
Oh, I forgot about that fool. Go ahead, JJ.
It's one of those things where I'm just the only thing you can do is there's a saying, a Southern saying that bless your heart. And you know, Jay from the South know what when somebody says bless your heart, you know what it means. And that's exactly what I want to say to Paul. It's like, bless your heart, man. I get it. I get it. It's just you passed the point of no return. So if you're just gonna double down on the fact that you're really sad that this team got blown out by a Big Ten squad, then so be it. Bless your heart, man. Bless your heart.
Paul Feinbaum is the type where, so you guys remember when a few weeks ago when Nick Wrong had said whoever wins the Super Bowl this year is an asterisk because the Chiefs weren't in it? Paul Finebaum is the type to be like, whoever wins the national championship this year is an asterisk because they didn't play an SEC team. That's him.
I forgot about that.
You know what, though? But I do want to say one thing because of what you just said. Let's wait. Let's see who wins the Super Bowl. Because to Nick's point, from what I've seen out here in certain debates, if a particular quarterback in the AFC wins it,
say his name.
Mainly Josh Allen.
Yeah. There you go.
The asterisk is going to rear its ugly head because everybody knows. And exactly. So I do understand where you're coming from with that. Yeah, but I do say, depending on who wins, they will literally sit there. Because the reason why these things come up is because people are trying to prove somebody's better than somebody else. So what's naturally going to happen when Josh Allen, if he does win it, is his fan base and the Bills Mafia are going to then crown him above other guys, which then comes the asterisk. It's kind of funny if he wins it. It's just unfortunate. I think what Nick was speaking about was just the hypocrisy of fans. But to your point with Finebaum, that was straight up embarrassment. The team that you said the SEC hosts their pride and joy around got beat by a Big Ten squad, and it wasn't Michigan or Ohio State. It was Indiana, who everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody, even though Indiana's been the team that they were, people still deep down, I promise you, if they lost.
Deep down, you know that this Alabama is not the same as that Alabama.
Agreed. Right. But what I'm saying is even worse, that leads to the embarrassment. You lost to an Indiana squad that not just beat you, they made it seem like, okay, y'all never should have been here. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy because Indiana is regarded as that basketball school, right? Even
5 years ago, Indiana was widely regarded as like the worst college football program in college football program history.
Yeah, they're regarded as
like Duke level bad, except Duke got decent in the last 10 years or so.
Duke won the ACC this season. You know,
yes, they did.
But the crazy part
but
about
Kurt
it is
Cinetti has turned that into a real program.
Yes, he has. Indiana is regarded as that basketball school, even though in basketball they haven't won the Big Ten since 2016 and hadn't won a national championship since 1987. So what have they really done in like a recent history? In sports, you kind of figure, right? But JJ, to your point though, man, about Josh Allen, why is that though? Because it seems like damn if he does that, if he doesn't, because if he does win the Super Bowl this year, they're going to throw the asterisk, oh, well, Mahomes wasn't there. But if he doesn't win, see what are they saying right now? You don't have to see Lamar. You don't have to see Burrow. You don't have to see Mahomes. So there's no excuse.
So are we just going to – so hold on. Are we just going to disrespect all the great quarterbacks in the NFC? Are we going to disrespect Matthew Stafford as the favorite for the MVP award? Are we going to disrespect Jalen Hurts as the defending champion if Josh Allen were to beat one of those guys?
No,
not at all.
They specifically mentioned those other three quarterbacks to get through the AFC.
The reason being is because it's fans create their own problem. When you say someone is the standard, when you say that their resume, their accolades, their everything is the standard, and then they're head-to-head against you, despite how great other quarterbacks are there, because to James' point, I 100% agree. It's not, I don't look at this Super Bowl any less challenging than if it was Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes has been shown to not exactly beat NFC quarterbacks all the time either. So at the end of the day, it's not as if that it's...
Can we put an asterisk? Can we put an asterisk to Patrick Mahomes? Because the quarterbacks he beat in the Super Bowl was Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, and Jalen Hurts outplayed him in the other Super Bowl that he lost. So
for me, honestly, just how my perspective, I don't put asterisks on any of this stuff. I don't think getting to a Super Bowl is just easier just because some people are out there. Yes, it may have presented a little bit more favorable, but you still have to play the game. What if that quarterback got injured? It's not as if it's just a declared definite, but people live in the definite type of mindset where they think, oh, if he's out, boom. No Super Bowl, whoever wins is hard. I mean, it's easy. It's not possible. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, fans don't think like that. So they're going to forget about the NFC quarterbacks with the Super Bowl of Jalen Hurts and Matthew Stafford. In fact, the reigning Super Bowl team, who this shows you the craziness of people's minds. Because before the season started, the team to beat was Philadelphia. It just only changed because people live in a week-to-week basis. So once Philly started to kind of slip out and these other teams came in, despite being the team that factually won the title last year, with the same team that is now in the playoffs this year, what you didn't do, people expected you to go 15-3 or 2, but you didn't. So nope, you're not the team to beat, but at the same time, you still are. Like, I'm the one. I think it's going to be. I think you guys are going to win it again, and I don't think it's any less different just because of Mahomes. But that's just how hypocritical fans are. It's kind of so funny.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just
crazy.
saying, like, if the history book says Super Bowl champion, it counts. So don't tell me something about like the Super Bowl doesn't count because a certain team is not there. If the certain team is not there, they should have been better and been in the playoffs.
It's
So,
just a defense mechanism.
that's
It's a defense mechanism to cover up the fact that they know if somebody wins the Super Bowl, they're going to say, "Boom, we did that," or they're clowning Mahomes now because he didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
Patrick
It's a
Mahomes, even though he
defense
got
mechanism.
injured, like, let's be honest, he was not good this season.
He wasn't. And also,
He wasn't very good
they
last year
mentioned-
either, to be honest.
But when they mentioned, oh well, there's an asterisk because you didn't have to see this quarterback or that quarterback or that quarterback. Fans are totally missing the point that they have to see the teams that beat those very quarterbacks that you mentioned. Okay, so Mahomes is not in the postseason. Okay, well, guess what? The Texans are. The Texans beat Mahomes. So now what?
But
You got to see the teams that beat them.
Well, I just said Patrick Mahomes beat Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl.
So here's
He
the thing:
beat Brock Purdy.
we are all actually continuing to like make the point, but it touches even to a bigger point. It's just how people are programmed. People have saw, even in Brady's down years, were still good years when his team made the postseason. People saw that. Even Manning's down years, despite till the end of the year in his career, they still became, possible Pro Bowl. Postseason, Super Bowl seasons, whatever. They saw that. They saw Ben Roethlisberger have some possible down years, but still made his team to go to Super Bowl. Then before that, Joe Montana and so forth. So now everybody has been programmed to think the standard to consider somebody a great quarterback is every single time they make it to the postseason consistently. If you miss it one time, you're done. And the first time he just had it is why everybody is critically reacted. But you're like, so those last 7-8 years literally just go away because of 1 year of missing it.
Yeah.
I guess so. That's what people think.
Yeah. Well, we do got to move on to Gauntlet.
All right, when we get back from the break, it's going to be time to see playoff edition. Do you know ball? We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
I got
There's no
a
Gauntlet
few
grinders?
questions. I'm sorry?
There's no Gauntlet grinders?
For week 18?
I mean, I don't.
All right.
No, that's okay.
I mean, you can do you know ball and then do gauntlet grinders.
That's cool.
All right,
We
we'll
can
do
do
gauntlet
gauntlet
grinders. Let's just do the gauntlet grinders. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So my Gauntlet grinders for week 18, real quick. In the NFC, I got tight end Kate Otten in the win versus Carolina. 7 receptions for 94 yards and a touchdown. Squeezed off the victory, but still didn't make the postseason because the Saints would lose the next day. But shout out to Kate Otten. And in the AFC, I'm actually going to give it to quarterback Riley Leonard against us in his first career start. 21 of 34 for 270, 2 touchdown passes. He did throw a lone interception. He also had 3 rushes for 21 yards and a lone touchdown. So shout out to Riley Leonard on that one. And it's Probably worth entertaining, giving him the keys for next season. You know what Anthony Richardson is. Indiana Jones is a good back. He's out. Just saying, Indianapolis wouldn't be bad to give him a shot. Those are my Gauntlet grinders.
On to the next.
To be very honest with you, the holidays, everything. I don't actually have one. Y'all go ahead.
On to Dom.
NFC, Tyrone Tracy, 18 carries, 103 yards, 8 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Nice dual threat performance en route to fucking up their draft pick in a meaningless win against the Dallas Cowboys. In the AFC, I'm going with Ramondre Stevenson, 7 carries, 131 yards, 2 TDs, also had 2 catches for 22 yards, and a third TD. And yeah, that's it. Ramondre Stevenson, thank you so much for having a week before that, or 2 weeks before that. 2 weeks before that, had his best fantasy performance of the season on my bench to fuck up the number 1 draft pick for me. So thanks, Ramondre Stevenson. I hate you.
Ain't nobody tell you to do that.
James?
Ain't nobody tell you to bench
I got
him.
nothing.
Yeah, none? Okay. All
Ain't
right,
nobody tell you to bench him.
you can go on to do you know ball.
First question. Which quarterback has started a playoff game for 4 different franchises?
This is a good one.
And the teams are the Carolina Panthers, New York Giants, Oakland/LA/Las Vegas Raiders, and the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, I know.
Jerry
It's Kevin
Collins. Jerry Collins.
I think I would have got it without the hint.
That should be me and Don's point.
I didn't
All right,
even
yeah,
get
you
it.
guys both got a point for that one.
Hey, I didn't even get a chance to answer, but that's okay.
Did you know it, JJ? I feel like you might have.
I was gonna, if I had a little bit of time, I would have got it, but that's all good.
Sorry, you're going to get the next one. Which team holds the record for the largest comeback in playoff history?
Isn't it the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, they beat
And
the
what
Buffalo
was
Bills.
what was the comeback?
Wasn't it like
It was
35
the
against the
Titans.
Houston
Oilers.
Oilers? Wasn't it
Oilers.
35
Oilers,
against the Oilers?
Titans.
Point to JJ. It is the Buffalo Bills, not the Atlanta or the New England Patriots versus the Falcons.
Right.
It is the
It's the Bills.
Oilers versus the Bills game. Okay. Which NFL team has the most playoff appearances without ever reaching a Super Bowl?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Jacksonville?
I want to say,
Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, it's obviously not Atlanta.
hold on.
Will you give us a conference hint?
In the NFC.
Is it Detroit?
It's the Lions. Is it the Lions? No.
No, we don't have enough appearances for that.
What's your final guess?
Wait, without a Super Bowl appearance? It can't be Minnesota. They've reached the Super Bowl. They've reached 4 times.
Yeah, they've lost several.
Hold on.
NFC.
Everyone I think of, I'm like, nope, they've been there or they've won one. Fuck, it might be the Lions. I don't think it's the Lions.
Without a
It
Super
might be the Lions.
The Lions.
I'm
gonna
going.
say that's
I don't
Lions.
think it's the Lions, but I'm going Lions.
I'm
Because
going
everyone
Lions.
else I think of, I can think of them at least being there.
Well,
I
only
think it's not even Carolina. They've been there.
It is the Detroit Lions.
it's the Lions. Yeah.
I don't even want the point. Doesn't even give me the point.
You guys all got a point for that
I'm
one.
fucking embarrassed.
Because we said the NFC, I said, okay, well, Detroit,
That's
Cleveland,
one.
Jacksonville, and Houston have never reached the Super Bowl.
That's
Those
why.
are AFC teams.
All right.
Embarrassing.
That's one.
Which is the only head coach to win a playoff game with 5 different franchises?
Who's that well traveled? I have a yeah. No.
Hold on. Well, 5 different franchises. I'm gonna say Bill Parcells.
That was my guess. I don't think it's him though.
Because I know he's been with the Dolphins, the Giants, the Cowboys.
Jets.
Oh, but that's it. Hold on.
I don't think he won a playoff game with Dallas, did he? He's been there, but he hadn't won one.
All right, hold on. One. Let's see. Because I think of the season coaches. I'm thinking, all right, we got Marty Schottenheimer.
I'm talking about him too.
It might be old Marty Ball.
I kind of want to go with Marty on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Marty Schottenheimer. I'm gonna go with Marty Ball on this one.
I know people that like him, but I
stick
love
with Parcells, but I don't think it's right.
Damn, you guys are cooking tonight. It is Marty Schottenheimer.
Oh yeah!
Who has the most career playoff sacks?
Oh, damn it! I know this.
Oh,
wait. Hey, what was the question? You froze
most
up.
Career playoff sacks.
I've looked this up before too.
I have two.
Probably not the most common guy that people will bring up.
I'll say.
Oh, so that probably means both my guesses are wrong.
Were you thinking Bruce Smith and Reggie?
Think outside the box.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Mean Joe Green, bro.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go with Mean Joe Green.
I'm gonna. Ooh, I hate this, but it's okay. I have been rolling, so if I can lose this one, I ain't tripping. I'm gonna go. He wasn't in the playoffs that much. I'm gonna go straight hand.
Straight hand. Okay. I'm gonna say Mean Joe Green. Mean Joe Green.
Straight hand, Mean Joe Green.
Junior Seau.
The correct answer is Willie McGinnis.
Oh,
Wayne Wyatt.
damn it!
Wow.
I should have been thinking someone Patriots, but I
Exactly.
couldn't think
Think
anyone.
about
that
how
had
many
a ton of
times
sacks.
they were in the playoffs consecutive years. So
Right. Like he probably got at least one or two every single one of those years.
all right, we'll do one last one. Who was the first wild card team to ever win the Super Bowl?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Dang, I'd have to remember back then. I'm gonna go with.
No.
Kansas City. Because back then it wasn't known as a wild card; it was known as a non-division winner.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
I'm going with Kansas City.
I'm honestly going to not answer. I don't know, and I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't really know all the wild card teams who won, honestly. So I don't know.
I can think of a few, but I don't think any of them were the first. So I'm just going to say New York Giants.
New York Giants, Kansas City Chiefs, and what was the guess for JJ?
They didn't have one. Just throw one out there.
I can't think. I can't even think. I don't know.
Okay. You guys are done guessing?
Mm-hmm.
I think you finally stumped us.
The answer was the Oakland Raiders.
Oakland Raiders.
1980
Oh!
against the Eagles in the Super Bowl in 1980.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, the Steve Bartkowski years for the Eagles.
That's how long ago the Raiders was actually a great team.
They made the Super Bowl once in the early 2000s with Rich Gannon.
Then they got smacked.
It seems like so long ago, doesn't it? Is that Rich Gannon against Brad Johnson?
Yeah, that's
One of the
Brad
best
Johnson.
Super Bowl quarterback matchups in history.
Right.
All right, now we're going to move on. We're going to finally make the picks for the wild card round.
Oh, I forgot all about this.
I rather enjoy it actually, though.
All right, so Jay, what's the first matchup we want to do?
Just go chronologically.
So
The first game is the Rams and the Panthers.
it's going to be Rams and Panthers. Yep.
All right. So I'll start us off with this one. I'm going to take the Rams. However, you see how the Rams have been playing. The Rams have really not been playing well to end the season, especially not defensively. But they're going up against a team that probably got lucky to be in the playoffs. Let's be real. They lost the game to Tampa, and then Atlanta kind of saved them from missing the playoffs. It's an inexperienced team, inexperienced quarterback that hasn't played in these type of games. So the Rams got it. I got the Rams winning 31-17.
So win in cover.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Rams are favored by 10.5. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams in this one. This is going to be their get-back game. They had a nice shootout last time around, but this Panthers team, Stafford's been there before. He's looking to get them back there again. He's looking to get Devontae to his first Super Bowl, but the Panthers should not be a big obstacle in their way. So I'm going to take you know what? I'm going to take the Rams to cover as well. I got them winning by 14 points. I'm going to say 28-14.
I know that we don't typically like double-digit spreads, especially on the road. But literally, literally the moment the playoff matchups were set in stone, I messaged Will and I was like, so tell me why your team is going to be 10 or more point underdogs at home in a playoff game. And he's like, well, and I'm like, it was a rhetorical question, Will.
All right.
But yeah, I do not see any feasible scenario on earth where the Panthers could possibly win this game. Like James said, you've got an experienced quarterback and against an inexperienced quarterback. Defenses are about a wash. Generally, the Rams' defense is better, but not lately. And I do like the Panthers' running attack, but it has not looked good the last couple weeks. I just think too much talent, too much experience, and the edge in quarterback for the Rams. So I'll take the Rams by more than 10.5.
All right. So we all got the Rams so far. JJ, what you gonna do?
I have the Rams too, but I dang sure think that spread is a trap because they have not played their best football. And despite how inconsistent Carolina's certain parts of their team has been, the one thing that travels and they can stem a tie is running the football. And they can run the football. And LA has also an added element of where they struggle in cold weather. And they're coming to Carolina. And so that also, I know, even though despite Stafford has done very well, other guys, when you just have a different elements, we don't know what the weather's like. I think it's probably, I don't know what it is yet, but there's other things that make it faster. I think it's going to be 33-27, the Rams, but I definitely would run it straight on that Panthers to cover.
All right. So our next game, Packers-Bears on Saturday night. Green Bay are 1.5-point road faves.
That is not good news if you're a Chicago Bears fan. With how the Bears have gone this season, and for them to still not be even the favorites of this game as a division winner, playing at home, biggest game in Soldier Field in years.
Well,
Man, and Green Bay also hasn't been playing that well either, though. That's why I think it's really concerning if you are a Chicago Bears fan. And this whole week, I have been leaning more on the Bears side just because I really don't believe in the Packers. But based off what I've seen from the Bears, towards the end of the season, the amount of points they gave up to a decimated 49ers team, and then the way that they just came out completely bland against the Detroit Lions, it's not good. It's just not a good way to go into the playoffs how they are playing right now. So because of that, I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to win this game. It's going to be a close game. I think sort of like the two matches this season, and I think it's probably going to be like a field goal game. Like I'm thinking something like 20-17.
I'm actually going to take the Bears in this one. I think it's going to be hinged upon if Josh Jacobs can get going. Of course, this could swing either direction. But even though both teams took L's that they really shouldn't have taken to end the regular season, I'm going to take Chicago in this one because I had them going at least to the divisional round. I don't know what Vegas sees, but I mean, I'm not terribly mad at it. But I like Caleb Williams better than Jordan Love in this one. Give me the Bears 27.
Why? Well, here's a few little tidbits about the Bears and the Packers this season. For one, I mean, I'm sure it's happened probably in semi-recent history, but I don't really recall a time recently where a division winner was 2-4 in the division. Also, not only were they 2-4, they got swept by the last place team, my Detroit Lions. Handily, I might add. Well, the last game was close. The first one was an absolute dog walking.
That was a demolishing, yeah.
Now, here's the thing about Green Bay. Since the playoffs expanded to 7 teams, Green Bay has been the number 7 seed every single fucking year. I say that to say this. Had the playoffs not expanded, Green Bay would not have made the playoffs for like 5 straight years. Green Bay is also on the longest drought in the NFC North to win a division title. All that being said, I'm still taking Green Bay because I just don't trust Caleb Williams. He's not really played in any big spots. It's his first playoff game. Ben Johnson, his first playoff game as a head coach. Mm-hmm. And like James said, I think it'll be a tight, low-scoring game and probably come down to a field goal. Something like he said, 20-17, 24-21. Maybe even closer than that. Maybe Chicago's up 2 and then loses by 1 on a last-second field goal. But, yeah, I have no faith in Chicago. I've had no faith in Chicago all year. They had a couple pretty good wins down the stretch. But prior to that, they hadn't beaten anyone. And when your quarterback can't even throw for 60%, when he can't complete 6 out of every 10 throws, that gives me pause. Granted, I didn't watch a lot of Bears games, but for his completion percentage to be that low and him to have relatively as few interceptions as he did, I think he had less than 10. That's kind of miraculous. Because normally when your completion percentage is that low, it's because a lot of your passes are falling into the hands of players on the opposing teams. But he only threw like 7 or 8 picks. I think he's just wildly inaccurate. So yeah, give me the Packers because I hate the Bears. I hate the Packers too, but I really hate the Bears.
JJ?
Oh, I have the Packers in this one in a very good, exciting game. I like what both of these teams say. Both of these teams love running the football. And the one thing that can settle a quarterback, whether it be a new guy that entering or a guy coming from injury, is the fact that you can run the football. One thing I've known about postseason is that traditional concepts matter. Good defense, run the football, and you give yourself a chance. Both teams have it. And just one of the reasons why, to your point, Dom, why he has been able to sustain because he's well inaccurate is that right now, he is a game manager. He can manage the game if the defense can get the ball back because he has a turnover and downs or whatever the case may be. It's anyone's game, in my opinion. I think it's going to come down to Green Bay because I don't look at it necessarily as a negative if Chicago was to lose this game because it's your first time there. At the end of the day, you learned your best lessons through the valleys and the losses that you go through. So if you actually lose this game, so be it. But you're not out of it. I understand why James said what he had said about how the spread doesn't feel good for Bears fans. But at the same time, if you're looking to that as a fan or as a player, everything, and let that affect how you playing the game, then that makes me think like, well, why?
The Bears should just be happy to be there.
Because it's not necessarily being happy that to be there. It's one of those things. It's like, who cares? It's so what they have.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
it had it. So like, go out there. At the end of the day, you have to play the game. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Bears. This is the best season they had in years, and they can't even be
Well,
favorites. They can't even be favorites in the home playoff.
I'm not. I understand where you're coming from. I don't see it that way, but I understand where you're coming from because I understand how things are given and how people, receive it and look at it and stuff. All I'm saying is, if you let that get to you, then you do prove the point that you probably shouldn't be there. Because at the end of the day, you got the spread stuff, everything came in. It's all fan driven. It is all fan driven from some form or fashion. Even the people that make the sports books, they're not players. They're fans that have made the sports books. So it's all from a fan drive. When you're a player, you think from a player standpoint. And as a player standpoint, you don't even think about that stuff. You just think about what's your task, what you got to do. And if they do that, none of that spread may matter. This team could blow them out of nowhere. And people are like, whoa, what the heck is happening? You don't know. But I do think at the end of the day, Green Bay is going to win this game. Because I do think that with Jordan Love and how he's been able to operate his offense, it'll do just a little bit enough more to get it done. And it will be led by the way they really depend on their run game to fuel their passing attack. So I got the Packers to win this game like 27-24.
All right. Next game, the beginning of our Sunday slate, 1 p.m. Eastern game. Bills at Jaguars. Jacksonville, 1.5 point home phase.
I'm rolling with the Buffalo Bills on this one. I think the Jaguars are the better team. We were talking about like Josh Allen earlier in the show. When I look in this playoffs, and especially the AFC side, Josh Allen is that guy. So I do think there is something riding on his legacy. So you cannot go one and done. You're the best. You're looked at as possibly the best quarterback in the league. So Josh Allen, he's going to have to do superhuman things. He's going to have to carry this team to where they're trying to go. And I think he does it in this game. I think he has a big Josh Allen performance. They win the game, and he finds a way. I think it's going to be closer, 31-28 Bills.
I'm going to take the Bills in this one. I think that it actually will not come down to Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence. I think it's going to come down to James Cook versus Travis Etienne. In this one, give me the league leading rusher in this one, James Cook. He very well could have a 150-yard, 2-touchdown performance, and that's what I'm banking on. I'll take the Bills 30-23.
I'm going to deny having said this if my prediction doesn't come out to be accurate, but Duval. The Bills can't stop the run. James Cook may have 150 yards, but it might not matter if Travis Etienne has 175 or 200. And I'm still not convinced that it's like, for fuck's sake, for our sake, for your franchise's sake, for your fan base's sake, will the real Trevor Lawrence please stand up? Because I don't know that this guy is that guy. Because we haven't seen him do this for long stretches in 3 years. When he does play like this, that team makes the playoffs. That team's a threat. Jacksonville's defense is never bad. I think their defense, especially their run defense, is considerably better than the Bills. So I'm taking Jacksonville. Another black mark on Josh Allen's resume, and it almost undoubtedly gets his head coach fired. Can we agree that if they go one and done, McDermott's done?
Oh, at a minimum, he's on the hot seat. Seats and
If the Ravens fire John Harbaugh, then they can fire Sean McDermott. Absolutely.
Yeah. JJ, what do you got on this
game? That's one of those 1, 2, 3 at least additional head coaching vacancies that might happen.
Yep. Hey, JJ, who you got, man?
Whew, sorry. I like the Jaguars in this game because I like the way they are playing football. They use everybody on their offense at their disposal as they move up and down the football field. And one of the underrated aspects of that offense is that Trevor Lawrence can actually be a good scrambler and get some yards and get those first downs. And when you in the postseason, when you make, all the coaches always talk about it. Those gut yards that do whatever you can. If you have to run to get those 5 yards, you give a chance to win. That's what you do. So if Trevor does that, which I've seen him throughout the year this season, I like their chances against Buffalo. I do like Buffalo's chance to win this game, but I just haven't seen it consistently at this time to see if they're going to do what has always worked for them. If they do it, then Buffalo would make my prediction wrong because they would. I think when you do feature James first and then let Josh follow, they are at their strongest. It's just the evidence and the way they look as a team, the way they flow as a team, because their offense affects defense. It fits. But I just haven't seen them commit to it enough. Maybe they do because it's not Patrick Mahomes and they have to not feel like Josh can win it. But I like Jacksonville in this game. I'm going to give Jacksonville the win 31-27.
All right. Next game on the slot at the 4:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff time, we got the Red Cowboys and the Eagles. Eagles are 6-point home faves. James?
So when you look at this game, you have the San Francisco Red Cowboys. They are decimated with injury, especially on defense. I think Trent Williams, his status is in doubt. He didn't participate in practice, I think, until today. So this is the first day he practiced all week. If he does go, not going to be 100%. And against a defensive line like this, Brock Purdy's going to get beat to hell. He's going to get beat to hell. You saw what Seattle did to them last week. Eagles got one of the best defenses in the league. And the offense, which has been the headline this season, not for the right reason. But big-time players and big-time games. What do we know about this team? When it comes to these games, this is when Jalen Hurts puts it on the heater. So I think he's going to have a big game like he usually does in the postseason. So I got the Eagles handling the business here. I think we win 28-20. And we move on to the next round.
All right. Yeah, real quick. I'll take the Eagles in this one. Give me the better defense. A Robert Saleh defense is pretty stout, but I just trust the Eagles defense just a little bit more in this one. I somehow see it as this game would be maybe like a race to 20. So I actually have it a little bit close. I'm going to take the Eagles 20-17 in this one. Possible Jake Elliott go-ahead field goal with under 5 to go, and then the Eagles get the big stop to seal the victory. So I'm going to take the Eagles in this one 20-17. Dom?
I'll take the Eagles as well. Like James said, Frisco's defense is decimated by injuries. I'm not entirely sure how San Francisco did what they did this year as far as stacking up all those wins. Yes, they did have a last place schedule. They were also missing their quarterback for 6-7 games. Mac Jones did fill in admirably, although I think he only ended up 5-3, 5-4, something like that. Purdy's been rolling lately, but that dude is a rat. He's not. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'll say it on a daily basis. Until San Francisco gets a quarterback that's actually a difference maker. They haven't had one this century. The last one they did was a lefty who wore number 8 by the name of Steve Young. Ever since then, you've had some guard variety of game manager after another, other than that ultra flash in the pan that was Colin Kaepernick. We don't even talk about him anymore because whatever. No NFL fans. Colin Kaepernick is not coming back. Yeah, give me the Eagles. Much like Jay said, low-scoring affair. 21-18.
JJ?
So I'm guessing we were talking about the Eagles and Niners. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles in this one. I like this matchup. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be rather high scoring because I think both teams are pretty much in a good space right now. I think both teams can do a lot of the same thing, which can also make it hard on both respective defenses, albeit how great they are. I love it. I think this is a good matchup, specifically, especially for certain football props. And I'm going to take the Eagles to win this one, 31-26.
Also, Christian McCaffrey may spontaneously combust at some point during this game. 29 years old, all that mileage on him. Now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he doesn't miss a game and has a career high in touches. I don't know what that man did. Actually, I found out the other day. I figured he was either half bionic or he's taking injections of like Timberwolf estrogen, but I found out what it was. He got stem cell therapy, and that shit is revolutionary.
Yeah. All right. Well, our next game at the 8 p.m. Eastern slot on NBC, we've got the Chargers and the Patriots. New England is favored by 3.5.
Well, I think everyone knows who I'm picking.
Well, it's actually a pretty interesting matchup, to be honest with you.
It is.
It's gonna be a close game. I think the Patriots end up pulling it out. The Chargers' offensive line is just completely desolate. So Justin Herbert, this whole season is pretty much running for his life. In the playoffs, you can't win with an offensive line like that. You just can't do it. So Patriots, Drake May, first playoff start. They're moving on to the next round. 23-20 Patriots.
If it was against, go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead, Dom.
Real quick. If it was against anyone other than the Chargers, I would say maybe the moment might be too big for Drake May, but he's played great all year. He does not look like a second-year quarterback. He's got a chance to win the MVP. That team's been rolling all year, and I think they continue to roll right over the Chargers and right over Justin Herbert because they can't protect him. And one of the running backs is hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots in this one. You know, at some point in time as a quarterback, and we talk about first playoff starts for some of these guys, but eventually you got to bust your cherry. And I think Drake May does it this Sunday. That Chargers, I mean, you look at how the Texans got to Justin Herbert and had him scrambling and everything. And there should be no reason why the Patriots can't get off on Justin Herbert. I think it's a little bit closer. I'm going to say 27-23 Patriots. So the Bolts will make it interesting, but I've got the Patriots winning and moving on to the next round. And, hold on. JJ's back. All right, JJ, who you got?
Is my thing lagging? It's bad, right?
Yeah, and your voice is distorted, man. Try to leave it coming back. We'll just go to the next game. Okay, and finally, Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern kickoff time. Texans, Steelers, and Houston are 3-point road faves.
Speaking of coaches that are going to get fired if they don't win.
Who?
I can't. Despite the numbers,
It's not going to be Mike Tomlin
on Monday night. They're not beating the Texans. That defense is just too good. Aaron Rodgers is not the mobile quarterback that he was in years past. People are like, oh, Aaron Rodgers can win a Super Bowl this year. No, the fuck he cannot. A lot of people base it strictly on the fact that, oh, he's won one before. Yeah, 15 years ago. That Aaron Rodgers is not this Aaron Rodgers. Give me the Texans, and it might not be close.
I actually have it as a low-scoring defensive game. This may be the lowest-scoring game out of Wild Card Weekend. I'm actually.
There we go. I don't understand.
Okay, now there you go. Okay, so JJ, real quick, Chargers, Pats, who you got? And then now we're on Texans, Steelers.
Pats.
Okay, you got Patriots, and then Texans, Steelers. Who you got?
Texans 27-10. I got them have the biggest win margin this weekend.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That defense is something else, and I know even though we lost that game, I know what type of team we're facing, and against a better team that's more equipped to handle, with better linebackers and better secondary players and so forth, and a pass rush. I think it's going to present a huge problem for Houston, from Pittsburgh, and give Houston some short fields. And Houston's offense is actually not bad. They've been playing pretty well.
I'm just glad that the Lions didn't try to pursue Danielle Hunter in the offseason. Said no Lions fan ever.
Yeah, the Houston defense with 27 takeaways, that's good for third in the league. And as far as the Houston Texans offense goes, only turned the ball over 10 times. That ranks first in the National Football League.
Plus 17 is second in the league to only the Bears and their fraudulent plus 22.
Fraudulent. But with that said, I actually had this as a defensive low-scoring game. I'm going to say Texans 17-13. I've got it as one of the closest, but the lowest scoring games out of this whole wild card slate. But I got the Texans moving on. James?
So the Houston Texans are 0-6 all time on the road in the postseason. I'm going to take the Steelers in this game because when it comes to this kind of stuff, there's some things that just can't be trumped in the postseason. And I think one of those things is when you're this big of a franchise, like the Pittsburgh Steelers are, a storied franchise playing at home in the postseason against a team that's never won a road playoff game in their history. I just think it's too much to overcome. There's such a big gap between these two franchises and the success. So I think the Steelers are going to find a way to win this game, a close game, 20-16.
All right.
Wow. But
he's going with
never speak.
Somebody's got to do it. Well, he's going to be stuck speaking to me in San Francisco in a couple weeks. So.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go to a little commercial when we come back. Some news about John Harbaugh. See you in 10 seconds. Right there. Go ahead, JT.
Say it one more time.
I said, go ahead, JT.
So, the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens is going to be someone else in 2026. John Harbaugh, fired after the Baltimore Ravens narrowly lost with a missed field goal by the rookie kicker in that game with the division on the line. There were a lot of reports that came out about the relationship between Lamar and John. We don't know what's true and what's not, but one thing that was reported was the Ravens had to accommodate the practices because Lamar Jackson couldn't stay awake during meetings, staying up late playing video games. I don't know who put this stuff out there, but it's definitely not good when something like that comes out. I don't know if it was one of the coaches. John Harbaugh doesn't seem like the type of person that would do something like that, but how is this stuff getting out there about their working relationship just being bad? And did Lamar contribute to some of the problems? Is there problems on both sides? There's a lot of things that we probably don't know and aren't going to know. But after being there for so long, I have to say that I think this is a good situation for the Baltimore Ravens. I really do. And the Eagles did something similar like that when they parted ways with Andy Reid. And, he was there for 14 years. Now we look at the success this team has had. 3 Super Bowl appearances the last 8 years, winning 2 of those. So, you know what? I think it's actually the right move. Ravens need to bring in somebody that's a little that can bring something fresh, innovative. I really like the idea of Kevin Stefanski. I think he'd be a good fit with the Ravens. Those are my thoughts.
All right.
Anybody else wants to go?
Hey JJ, you gotta finish your sound, man. You still coming in all right.
Try a different browser.
Well, I'll go.
But do you guys have any thoughts about anything I just said?
Yeah, I think it was about that time. And ironically, I saw this meme on Facebook, and we've all seen it by now, where on the final kick of the game, it literally was going to come down to Harbaugh fired or Mike Tomlin fired. But with that being said, it's an end of an era. It's bad it had to end like this. I also, oh man, I have to bring this up. This is what happens when you hold on to that offensive coordinator a little too long. That was the report. I read the same report too. That apparently a huge reason was because he wouldn't let go of offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Yeah, I knew he would cost somebody their damn job. And you know what? He went down with the ship. So, I mean, it is what it is. My question now is, I'm really curious to know, if he really lost it. I'm pretty sure he was losing the locker room. Todd Monken has lost the locker room. But I'm also curious to know if they're going to retain Todd Monken now, because it would make no sense to cut bait with John Harbaugh, but keep the same offensive coordinator that you wanted gone. But you fired this dude because he wouldn't cut bait with him, But he easily is the number one candidate to emerge elsewhere. He very well may end up in New Jersey, coaching for the Giants, which would be something. But with that being said, I mean, it's the end of an era. It's sad it had to go out like that. There's some things that could have been avoided. I also wonder about, and I'll find out about it in further reports, possibly coming out in the coming weeks. I'm wondering about his relationship down the stretch with Lamar Jackson, with John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson. Because the thought even crossed my mind. I'm like, does Lamar even want to be in Baltimore anymore? And that very well may have been the final deciding factor. It's like, hold on. We don't want to lose our franchise quarterback because you don't want to get rid of this guy, or you don't want to do this, or you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I think the franchise looked at the possibility of Lamar Jackson walking to another team, and that helped shape their decision. JJ's back. Hey, JJ, here.
Finally. Oh, wow. This was a little bit tough to kind of get the phone going. But yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead, man. John Harbaugh.
So, honestly, years ago, I probably would have had so much to say about this. Probably so much to respond when it comes to you guys, and the things that you guys have said and the people and what they say out here in the media. But it doesn't matter, in my opinion, because the only people that know that what really is true or not are the people that are involved in the situation. And in the grand scheme of things, whether we believe what's said or not, it's just true. It's subjective to you. Personally, from what I have seen, and from my own experience, from what I have seen, there's only 3 credible, real, actual, credible sources for the Ravens that would further either back up what is said from other places or deny. And so whenever something like this is said or so, I always check their handles and everything. They are the main people which have also been said from other organizations as the closest ones. Everyone knows, including Adam Schefter and everybody, has said that the Ravens play things close to their chest. There was a lot of said that was during Lamar's contract talks, and it turned out not to be true once the deal got done. The Ravens don't care what anybody thinks about the whole situation or what people may spread around, because at the end of the day, I checked Jeff Seabrick, I checked Sarah Ellison, and I checked Jameson Hensley's handle. None of them said anything that was said from there. So from me perspective, I don't buy into that, because all I know is it doesn't matter, because what I think this world thinks is that anytime something happens, it's a horrible ending. It's a horrible thing. The Ravens are a team that has a certain culture about them. Same with John Harbaugh as the foundation of a man, as the players. We had 18 years with this gentleman, and sometimes, you know what? You got to let it go. You got to move on. All good things come to an end. But it's up to everybody to make a choice. For me personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I saw it coming, and I was like, I'm okay with it because I think it's going to be what's best for both sides. I think the Ravens are going to be fine. If anyone says that they're not an attractive spot to go join, then so be it. Think that. Personally, I'm excited for the offseason because I want to see. I haven't seen this since the last time we had a coaching change. I was 18. I'm 36 years old now. So at the end of the day, I don't really know. I can't remember what this feels like. So I'm actually kind of excited because it's not a team that has too much to have to really do other than get some things on the offensive line, defensive line. And then John's going to find a place to do great. There's no ill will between this. And at the end of the day, if there is, doesn't matter. It doesn't change any of their trajectories or their arcs. So what? It's something I saw coming. I do say it's kind of crazy that people look at this young man and are so critical of him for him missing a field goal kick. At the end of the day, it's so funny how fans are sitting there so mad at him and stuff, but literally do not remember there's only one kick that has burned, and I can never forget it. Is if I can get through 2011, it's not the end of the world to me. And so I'm not going to get on him too bad. He a rookie. I get it. It's okay. It could have happened. It didn't. At the end of the day, your story's not over. You could make a game-winning field goal kick into the postseason next year. People forget all about this giant. But people don't think like that. So at the end of the day, I'm happy for them both. I know John probably wanted to stay here, but I also know the man he is. I also know that he understands that, sometimes it's okay to walk away. Sometimes your faith, which is he is, calls you to a different purpose. I'm okay with that. The stuff about Lamar, y'all can do what you want, but his track record speaks for itself. It is what it is. I'm now excited. Like, okay, I want an offensively driven guy to come in to be a coach because their number one priority is to get a strong defensive coach and coaching staff. What they will do, I will take, because I know the number one thing that they're going to invest into is those trenches. So please bring it on.
How about Brian Flores to the Ravens as the head coach?
Not my best opinion, unless he has changed the type of person that he is. Because the way he was in Miami...
That was a long time ago, though.
I know, but at the end of the day, personally, I don't want a defensive-minded guy. I want someone that's...
But you just said the Ravens' priority is the defense.
I think you're missing what I was trying to... I think you're missing what I was trying to more so go with. When you have a defensive-minded coach, they have the opinion to kind of pick a guy like them and also to have input on the defense, and they hire a great offensive mind so they can do their own thing. So now flip it in the reverse, where if I get an offensive mind coach, he's going to hire a defensive coach who's kind of like a coach on his own, so he doesn't have to worry about it like that. He's not going to have to worry about his imprint, because at the end of the day, that's the area that needs the most growth. That's the area that has really been probably the hardest one. And at the offense, it has its woes, but the defense was the one that had so many things that has been a problem, and has been a problem for years. Blown leads come from where? Blown leads don't just happen because of offense. It happens also mainly because of the defense. So that's why I'm looking at it in that aspect of, I want someone to basically have a guy to get, if you get this defense together, I know we can win it all. If you get this defense together, because the one thing we cannot do in postseason, which we need to do to possibly change the trajectory for us, which has happened against us, is force turnovers. You get a strong guy, get your defense together, they take care of that. Your offense, you do your thing.
I thought you said blown leaves, and I was like, where do blown leaves come from? I'm like, trees?
Hey, Dom, your thoughts on this, man?
I'll be real quick. I won't say it was overdue, his firing. I would say it was due. I think we all pretty much knew if / when he lost that game, he was going to get fired. One thing I can say unequivocally, he will be a very hot name on the market for all those vacancies. One place he apparently does not want to go is Cleveland. You guys hear about his demands in order for him to accept the job in Cleveland?
It was like $20 million a year.
$20 million. $10 million for his staff. I want to pick my own GM.
He had 7 calls, I think, within 45 minutes of being the news breaking. I mean, he's going to get a job anywhere he wants because he's his career. Everybody, we live in the here and now, and people don't feel like he should have been fired. So if they don't feel like he's fired, oh yeah, they all call on him. I love it.
Shit, I would too. I honestly, if I were Cleveland, I might agree to those demands. Like,
you know what, Cliff Betts. Shout out to Cliff Betts.
Andrew Barry or whatever his name is. That dude knows where the bodies are buried. How that guy still has a job is fucking beyond me. Like, he knows something very bad about the Haslam family.
What I will say about the whole his whole demands thing, I'd be like, my man John, I'm always going to ride with you. But you remember when you first came in, the type of personality you had and what it almost costed. You can have your demands to get your GM, but please still have that open-minded approach like you've had with this team right here. Because when you came to a new team that already had an established veteranship or whatever the case may be, like you came here, despite us being a bad team, the 2 staples of the team on the best players on the team, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, had an issue with you. But they worked it out with you because of their seniority and maturity, but it's no guarantee you're going to have that with wherever you go. I hope you do, but if you don't, have that your demands to get that so you guys can be on the same page. But let's make sure we do what made us successful to this point. Because to be honest with you, this is 6 more years of a job that you know for a fact if you didn't start Lamar and get to the postseason, that year was going to be your last year in 2018. If did not make that postseason, but we did.
That's true. All right.
Damn.
Oh,
and hold on. Last thing on this one. I'm sorry, real quick. It's crazy how it is, but this is just how it is in the game. In this AFC North, there's one thing that's true about 2 teams. Your job is if you're on the hot seat, your job is make or break whether you beat each other. If we'd have beat Pittsburgh at the postseason, John probably would have still kept his job. But if you lost it, and the same thing last time, when if you lose to your rival, for us, you gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I just, I know Harbaugh is really, and this is just the last thing for this topic. John Harbaugh, I just don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is. If you look at his background, what does he bring to the table? Because he doesn't call offensive plays. He's also not a defensive mind. His background is as an assistant coach. He's with the Eagles for years as a special teams coordinator. So what does he really bring to the team other than he's been there a long time, he's really experienced. So I just think I don't think he's going to go to another team and change a franchise. I just don't see it.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, I guess it's time now for the non-sports topic. Bring something from the 1980s and 1990s that you can make popular again. It could be clothing, could be entertainment, lifestyle, music, whichever.
Crack cocaine. Crack cocaine.
Oh, okay. James, go ahead, man.
Wow. Wow.
Ronald Reagan.
That's a good question.
The Iran Contra. What other lowlights of the 80s would I like to see get brought back? Oh, the mayor of DC getting caught smoking crack.
I just think all the things that were
that was over there in JJ's part.
I want another crack mayor, damn it.
All the things that were cool back in the day have been advanced by like technology and different things. Like, for example,
Mhm.
back in the
Can't
day,
say
I
shit
used to
about the
love.
80s. You weren't even there.
Yes, but I'm a 90s baby.
Let him talk.
So the question
Let
says
him
80s
talk.
and 90s.
Let him
So
talk. Go ahead,
back in the day, I used to really enjoy going to Blockbuster. You know, to get a movie, take it home, watch, like, not even just to watch a movie, but the experience of going to the store and like seeing everything. That was a really cool experience. But because of all the things like streaming and other things, that's gone. So I miss
like that.
having like those type of experiences and moments like I did like as a kid growing up. So that's probably the best response I got to this question.
And shout
I
out
like
to
that.
Blockbuster Video, the combination of Blockbuster Video and Pizza Hut. You have made many a Friday night across the globe. And I think in this one, I'm going to say, and the reason why I made this topic was because as of late, MTV announced that they're done with music, the music portion of music television. And I think across the, because I can remember back then, watching a music video, like looking forward to it, was dope as hell. You heard a dope track on the radio, and it could be rock music, it could be hip hop, R&B, whatever. You know what I mean? You heard it, and you're like, man, I wonder if they're gonna make a music video about it, you know? And then you saw the music video, and there was no like internet or anything back then. It just kind of popped up. It was the world's biggest mystery. And then there could be a song, you know, where it didn't have a music video, and then you're a little bit disappointed. I remember back in the 90s, there was a video channel called The Box. Tasha, if you're watching, you remember The Box. We talked about
Box.
that. But The Box was a call-in only video channel network. So the videos that were showing all day long was just people calling in. Man, I would watch that channel all day long just for the Bone Thugs and Harmony East 1999 video. I would watch it. It would come on again like in another few hours. And of course, I enjoy the other videos and stuff. And then it would come on again. You know, it was great. It was great times. You know,
The AJ and Free 106 in Park there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, which is really more 2000s, but anyway, but yeah, I would say put emphasis back into the music videos again and make people, you know, and make the music videos like original, like they did back then. You know what I'm saying? Because it did get to a point in time where in hip hop, a typical music video was you had to have a video vixen, a bouncing car on the rims, and bottles, and then that like was kind of the theme, right? Shout out to Cash Money Records, but back then, you know, it was more, and nowadays it's just, well, the art and the concept of music videos are gone. But that's something that I would definitely, you know, bring back. Dom, without mentioning anything negative about the 1980s, some world event, what do you got?
Damn, I'm JJ. You go. I got to think on this for another minute or two, because I'm sure JJ's got something to say. When doesn't he?
So, I think this is more so late 70s, 80s, but I'm not sure. But I kind of, if it's okay, because I'm a little bit.
You're an old soul.
Right? No, I'm there right now, and so I'm gonna say I never got a chance to experience, but I wish drive-through movies could come back, because I would love to drive in my car.
It's still around.
I would love it just in the sense, just to see what it's like. I'm so funny going back to as a kid as the Flintstones driving up to the movie, but just you think about the old 70s, 80s movies of driving to the movie theater and, you know, scary movie happens, something happened, make-out spot, whatever. And then the 90s, I would love to play the first generation Pokemon on the Game Boy Color back in the day. I make it fun again, because the whole era of trading cards, facing each other with like the USB cord or the connecting cord, that was fun. Mainly because like if you were really good, You could kind of like wipe the floor with some people and stuff. I know you can play it now in the game, but it's just different when you had it back.
A lot of
That time you stabbed your friend in the neck for his holographic Charizard.
fans are saying that they would like to see the old games be transferred to like the Nintendo Switch, so they could play them now.
I mean, I
You can buy an emulator for $20 that has like 50,000.
Yeah, but it's
I
not
have
the
an
same.
emulator.
I'm used to the
I'll-
thumb. I need the thumbs because that's what I know. That's how I did it. That's how, because it's just, it would be, the Pokemon cards was fun. Remember having the binder and then having to keep your binder clean and having the laminations and then getting first edition. Yeah, I good times. Good times.
Good times, bro.
Good times.
God.
I wish I had a holographic Charizard.
The roller rink.
Oh, good call. Good call.
They're still out there. There's one in the city on 8 Mile called Northland, and there was people got shot there like on a daily basis in the 80s and 90s. I don't know if it's still open. But it seemed like there was a lot of cars in the parking lot, and like I meant to Google it while I was driving home. I'm like, is Northland still open? I know the mall there is closed. What mall is still? I mean, because in Metro Detroit we used to have Northland, Southland, Westland, and Eastland. Westland is about dead. Northland's gone. Southland's about 50% gone, and Eastland's been gone.
Oh, wow.
So I guess that's another one I would say. Malls, roller rinks, and malls.
Okay. You want to see
It's like
some
that. That's where I spent the majority of my Friday nights as a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kid, either at the mall or the roller rink. I can't roller skate for shit, but I can rollerblade.
Could you
Okay.
bring rollerblades out there to the roller?
Yeah, you can rent them there, or you can bring your own.
Okay. Oh, so you
If they were like dirty as hell and you've been rollerblading through mud, they wouldn't let you. But other than that, yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, no one wants mud tracked through their house. But you still attended the roller rinks. You just had rollerblades instead of roller skates.
Right. Because I got my first pair of rollerblades when I was about 14. And prior to that, I still can't roller skate for shit.
I've
Only been
roller
ice skating like twice too, which is kind of a shame.
Mhm. Well, I think that's it, gentlemen.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Gauntlet.
Enjoy your number 7 seed, Green Bay Packers.
How about that? We're going to enjoy Cancun.
Us too. Did you guys hear-
Cancun.
Did you hear Jamar Chase in like the first interview after that game? They were like, "So, what are you gonna do in the offseason?" He's like, "Well, everyone keeps saying it. I guess I'm going to Cancun."
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's the most
Right.
I don't care, but whatever. I'm gonna just say it.
Right.
That's the only answer I got for you.
All right. All right. Before we go off the air, real quick, Indiana's up 14-7 on Oregon in the second quarter.
Oh yeah, shit! I gotta flip that game on.
All right. So everyone enjoy your Friday night. Good night. Pull y'all up, Washington, if that's how you pronounce it.
Puyallup. I say it's pull y'all up. I have a friend that lives out there.
Pull y'all
Good
up.
night, Hobbs, New Mexico. Meth capital of that state.